Dave, a 1-0 defeat here in a frustrating afternoon. Just sum up everything from this afternoon for us.
Yeah, listen, we're obviously disappointed, frustrated. We've done enough, in my opinion, to get something from the game. Have we done enough to win the game? Probably not, but ultimately we haven't won it. We knew it would be difficult. We knew it would be scrappy the way the pitch was. They're obviously going to get men behind the ball and allow us, certainly first half, to have possession. We tried to win the game almost too pretty in the first half, and we needed to play as we did with 10 men, and that intent and that desire to play forward with 11. Ultimately the game comes down to us not doing a job from a set piece, and on the other end us not getting a break and not sticking the opportunities away when they came. And there weren't glaring opportunities, but there were half chances. The keeper made a couple of saves, but we should be scoring. If we show more bravery and a desire to really want to go ahead the ball, then you score a goal and you get something from the game. It's frustrating, I've said it before, but as frustrating as it can be, if you're not going to score, then you do your jobs, and we go away from the game with a 0-0, and we've not done that.
Key one from the game, Luke Molyneux, red card, and almost quite similar to the Stockport one a few weeks ago. What was your opinion?
Yeah, listen, if his feet are high, then and he's made contact, and it's difficult from where we are to see, and he's made contact with the lad's head, then it's a sending off. He's got to put his head in my opinion. People might think that's wrong. I don't care really. If you put your head in, guess what, you might get hurt, but likely it is you get a free kick. And if you have to take one for the team almost, then so be it. That's the lengths you have to go to win football matches. Now, if he can't see that lad, then listen, you understand it, but I think he can see where he's going. He puts his head in there, and two of them go in with their heads. There's a clash of heads, so what, move on.
Just after the second half started, really, 3 changes all at once. You know, what was the thinking behind that? Just a different personnel?
Yeah, listen, I thought about it half time, to be honest. Just the way you set up in a game, or you set up at the start of a game, and think how you can potentially win it. You then look at where you may be able to change the personnel to give you more from it. It was, like, it's evident there were at times in the first half playing as a really narrow back four, almost as 4 centre backs, and there was no space to play down the outside. So you look at it and go, well, if you are going to play from either Jono or from Cass, play balls, Mason's going to be more of a threat in a central area. So we thought about that. If you were looking for someone to, I suppose, find that little bit of magic, a little bit of a killer pass or a shot from distance, then Luke Williams obviously has that in abundance in his game. And the way it was with the back lads, although we had a spare one, notoriously they were the ones that were on the ball, so being able to move, I suppose, Fergie back into there to start with when we had 11 men, meant that he could step in with it, and we could just leave 2v1 at the back. So we thought about it, like I say, at half time. You're chasing the game, you want to go and try and get something from it. I think, listen, did the subs have an impact in the game? Yeah, I think they did. Is it a positive one? In some instances, yeah. A negative one, in fact, we got a player who went on sent off. But I've got no complaints about us with 10 men. Like I said, I thought we were the ones who looked like we were going to get something from it. We've had a couple of half chances, and listen, they made blocks, and the keepers made some saves that you'd expect them to make. And if I'm being critical, we've got to work in more and do better, but fine margins between winning and losing at this level.
Just in regards to their goal, is it, one disappointment that's come from a set piece, and two, that the free kicks come from us in possession?
Yeah, I think there's things you can control and not control. Jono loses the ball, and that was, again, we're trying to get across. The 2 strikers need to be central, and we probably need to play the ball forward. We didn't. We delayed on it and got nicked. The ball then went down the side. I can sit here and argue and say it's not a free kick. I'm not bothered, it isn't a free kick, but that doesn't, you can't change that. So we can't control that. The referee's given a free kick. We've got to defend the free kick, and we'll look at it. We know whose man it was, and we'll see if they are tight. Sometimes it's a decent delivery and it's a good header, but from a defensive perspective, you want to make sure you stop that, because ultimately it's cost us the game.
we spoke about it yesterday in the match preview, but since then, the whole discussion of the National League, the clubs received an email yesterday, and it looks like, and social media looks like option one is the only really way forward. It's kind of got quite similar vibes to a Sutton last season, really, and we're not really sure where we're going to be this time next week.
I spoke about that to the players, and that's not an excuse in terms of us not winning. What to come here and win and put ourselves in the best position regarding the National League. Listen, you get sick about talking about what's going on, quite how you can put an option forward, and then quite quickly take that option away, based on, in essence, what the National League North and South have voted. There's bound to be more votes for cancel the season, because the majority of them are part-time teams in the National League North and South. So there's bound to be a disparity. There's bound to be a majority of voted for three over the three leagues and 66 teams. If you split them thirds, 44 of them are in the North and South, so there's bound to be a disparity there. Again, it'd be interesting. You've always got to put it on the National League toes. If the AFL came along and said, oh, by the way, you can have 3 promotion places, and the day later said, oh, we're only joking, you can't really, because people didn't want that, they'd be fuming. And that's, like I say, really disappointing. Why they do it, I haven't got a clue. Is it someone has said, oh, this is an idea, and then all of a sudden when people think that or go for that idea, they backtrack, panic, oh no, we don't want to be doing that, I don't know, but it's like I say, really frustrating, really annoying. They've been called lots and lots of different names, and they're doing themselves no favours. So it's not difficult, it's impossible to sit here and back that what they're doing is right, and it needs sorting out.
Just finally, if we do carry on with the season, obviously every game's a big game, but we face Sutton, who are in and around where we are. What Gary Liddell likes might be back, and what's the lessons that need to be learned for that big home game?
We need to be better than we were today, and if you can't always be and play really open, attractive football and tear teams and play through teams at will. They've again on a bad run here today, and have got themselves behind the ball, have almost played on the counter attack and played forward, and that's difficult to break down. What you've got to do is you've just got to continue to do the right things, and the worst thing you can do, especially against teams that are fighting for their lives, is give them something to hang on to, and we've done that. And then you look at it second half, they'll think they've managed the game well, and they've run the clock down, and they've taken time, and that becomes frustrating. But we've then not helped ourselves by giving away soft fouls and not putting the ball in good areas and those things. What Sutton will do coming to us if the game goes ahead, God only knows. They're above us in the table. They'll fancy themselves, I'm sure, to come to our place and win. But like I say, we fancy ourselves to win. Whether it's an open game, who knows? But it's a game, like I say, that we need to win, and we'll do everything we can to try and do that, and the end of one run has to become a start of another for us.
Dave, thanks very much.
Cheers, thank you.